Record this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another co-unit launchpad session. Today we're number 16 already, and we are here by the Bourbon himself, and we're going to be discussing about the strategic happiness core unit. Yeah, I think without further ado, I'll give it to you, Andrew, if you can shortly introduce yourself for those that don't know the man behind the name.
Okay. Well, my name's Andrew, and been in crypto since 2015, and I'm part of Maker. Oh wow, papers here. And been part of Maker since 2015, and got involved in community development, and now I want to launch this strategic happiness core unit. And in my presentation, I will go over flexing the OG side, some of my plans for it, what I've done, and how much some of these things might cost. And I guess let me start presenting. All right. Everyone can see it?
Awesome.
Looks good.
Move.
Yeah.
You guys see this thing up here now, right? Okay. So Nadia helped me out with this, Juan helped me out with this, but yes, so strategic happiness, spreading happiness and positive vibes throughout the Maker community, meme, shitposting, and airdrops. All right, so quick table of contents, going over why I want to do this, what my mandate would be, who the team is, what I've been doing, what I plan to do, and some of my expectations of the budget. Strategic patience. All right, so why does Maker need strategic happiness? Do we even need it? All right, so one of the reasons I want to do this, I want to spread happiness throughout the community, positive vibes. We're a very serious community, but I think community engagement is really important. So I like to pop in and out sometimes in the governance calls and just sort of make people happy, especially like when everything's crashing. Sometimes it helps to have some memes go around to commiserate. Plus, everyone likes some swag. So those of you who spoke happiness airdrops. Okay, so what would the mandate be? So what are some of my commitments? All right, so a few points here. So I will be shitposting as I already do, but I'll continue doing it. So just, see me in the chat, just post memes on Twitter. When we have a new community member or a new team member, try my best to get in touch with them. Maybe somebody new got hired, and send them out like a welcome packet of some kind, swag airdrop or card. I believe that sharing swag improves our image, right? So like we look good. I mean, it looks good to have a built up community, and so we will look good from that. I want to spread positive vibes. Airdrops and swag are very similar, so I'm going to continue working to design good swag, work with Coulter and Kat and other people, and some of the vendors I've been working with, and at my pace, distribute it to whoever I can get around to getting it to. All right, so who is the team? Okay, so I will be your shitpost facilitator. I've been trading for a while. I am not too good at it, but I'm learning. And hope everyone sometimes gets a good laugh out of the carnage I sit through. But yeah. Okay, so brief history of me. So in 2015, I aped into Maker, still flexing the OG status. But that's actually when I first entered crypto. I knew about it in like 2008. It was like 5 cents for Bitcoin, but I overlooked it. Fell for my first Ponzi in 2015, whilst went back to zero and then got into Maker. And then just kind of sat on it, not understanding what the hell I was holding. I just knew it was important. And David Utrovin finally brought me in to, after he got into work at the foundation, he brought me into ComDev sometime in 2019. And that's when I started actually participating in the community. And so this year, a little bit last year, I started making the swag. And one of the things about me is I kind of like to just give gifts, especially when I'm doing well. Like, I just like to see other people happy. So like, if I find something I like to share it with other people. And so Brian McMichael, I believe, first made a joke like, "Hey, when's the shitpost facilitator MIP going live?" And couldn't disappoint, so I made what was a joke MIP, but kind of grew into this, and people seem to like this a lot, so they want to grow it. So here we are, testing the power of the verbal swag. Okay, so oops. Okay, how do I go back? Okay, so some of my commitments: I will irregularly share memes and shitposts, welcome new members to the community, curate airdrops. I will work to build and maintain relationships in the space. So sometimes if there's another project, sending them a whole swag airdrop. So there will be one going to Token Tax, one to DeFi Saver, maybe one to Fulcrum, some of the ones that I interact with. So like they'll get a whole crate for their whole team, right? And that will just sort of build their image, a good image of us in their mind. So that's also building brand awareness. One of the other things at Maker Mafia distributors swag. So I will go to in-person events, try to attend more of them, and distribute some of the swag there. People love to get swag at events. And then there's also a swag war going on, which we're going to win. But most importantly, we'll be spreading positivity and lightheartedness. Okay, so some of the things I've been up to, what I've been working on. Airdrops, right? Who doesn't love a swag airdrop? For anyone who's gotten one, thank you for sharing. And if I haven't gotten one to you, you will be getting them soon. Okay, here's our buddy Kurt. Right, so
oh man, that's good.
All right,
Hello.
here we go. So this was still while ComDev was going on, but sent to Africa. They had a 100-pound swag airdrop, a whole crate, coordinated with Amy. Sent him the card, and he posted on Twitter just how much he loved it. If you guys want to read it for a second. Right now, I feel so emotional. So, Coyote is, I never interacted with him directly, but yeah, so they like us in Africa now. Okay. All right. Maker Mafia. Right. So this was in Paris. Yes, the socks. So this is one of the things. So we, like, as people came to the event, handed out these socks to everybody, and some shirts and stuff. And Nadia was kind enough to invite me on stage on the panel, so that was very nice. So this is something I'll continue doing, bringing nice swag to us, to our events, and just sort of sharing positive vibes there. All right, so swag philosophy. So this is kind of important to me, and so we have some swag in the swag shop that we've been having, and it's pretty good. It's like decent quality. It's not bad, but one of the things that I truly believe in. Okay, so we have quality, useful, cool. So I think that when you get a cheap trinket at like a conference that has a branded thing, if it's just low quality, what do? You just take the bag of stuff at the end of the conference, you throw it out. If you happen to keep some, I have some Coinbase stocks, and they are just terrible, right? And so what do I think of Coinbase? must be. I mean, they are pretty big in space, but like the association you have by picking up a low quality piece of swag is this company doesn't care about their image, right? So, long for wisdom is coming. One of the things that I think is important is if our swag gets into somebody's hands, they should feel like it's a high quality thing. They want to wear it. They want to show it off, and maybe use it every day, right? If they're getting a pen, it should be a good pen. If they're getting a shirt, that should last for years. Socks last for years. And also they should be clever with memes. But I think Coinbase is too cheap for swag. So our maker socks security. So I kind of want to get this 3D image from the company. I asked them, I want to make an NFT out of this, and maybe might need some help with that, but an NFT airdrop with your swag pack that comes. But yeah, so one of the ideas is don't cut corners on making swag. It really like shows our image, shows we care. So here's a little sneak peek, something that might be coming. No reaction. Okay. This is early talks. So this is to compete in swag war. All right, so our swag goes worldwide, right? So 3 steps: dox yourself. Everyone wants to dox himself for a T-shirt, and then I ship it, and yeah, and so within however long it takes to ship, eventually it comes. Unfortunately, sometimes things get lost. I think Wooter might have lost his crate, but try to maybe ensure more expensive ships. And so sometimes I have to ship again, but let's see. So who is eligible for a swag airdrop? So just active members of our community. So if they grab my attention, newcomers, new hires, anyone that's just interested in Maker, people that hate Maker, definitely OGs and people that work at Maker, partners and project other projects in space like Token Tags, DeFi Saver, 2 that I'm talking to, maybe Fulcrum will take it, and just people that have positive vibes, right? Let's see. Okay, here's some shit posts. Gonna always bet more, except right now. Not bet more today. Okay. Give you guys a minute to soak this one in. Despite the in poor taste, but Rune was pretty upset that day when everything crashed. Slap chop, leverage people like me, dump it. This is me on a daily basis. All right. All right, so the art of shitposting. All right, so the number 1 rule is don't sleep. But anyone can sort of make some news, but they don't always take off, and not all of mine take off. But the idea is you kind of want to make people laugh. They help us bond. I mean, we're all kind of cohesive over autistic frogs, right? And you have your frog that like is crying, and when we're all crying, it helps diffuse the pain. But the idea of it is you kind of want to connect on a deeper level with people, and they kind of unite everyone in the community. And so I think they're important. Okay. Also, it's important to just not take yourself too seriously. Okay, so some of the plans for the future. All right, so right now our image is not that high. I mean, it's pretty high, but it's going to go even higher, and number of down figures is going to come down. All right, so we have a swag war. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Stanny has launched his own like little nice swag packages. He's got a backpack, socks, and a nice little box. But don't worry, we are going to crush them. And Coulter, if he's here, he doesn't third-party shitposters somehow, not just produce internally. mean, I'll try to address that later because I don't issue. Okay, anyway, so filters here. So in a swag war, everyone wins. But are we really going to war with Ave? We love standing, right? So we can grow together. And so at Rave, gave him his swag pack. Wasn't so kind as to post it, but maybe we'll get around to it. But we love standing. All right, so just to cover a little bit more of my, actually I'll cover it later. So some of the budgets considerations. Okay, so in the past, a typical airdrop, this might be a lot to take in, but how much does a typical airdrop cost? So, I'll put in, a few pieces of swag, depending on the involvement of the person. If it's someone that's working, maybe they'll get a bigger swag pack. If it's somebody that just sort of just comes around or something, maybe just happens upon me. Get a t-shirt or two or something like that, right? So the size of the swag pack may vary. I spent about $50 to $350 worth of stuff usually per person. Shipping really varies widely, especially when you go worldwide. Customs can become an issue. I've sent to Venezuela, they've seized it. I've sent to Germany, they've taken, they've made people pay, and then sometimes things get lost, they've said. And delivery time is variable as well. So this is historically how much something will cost. But as I want to make nicer and nicer stuff, so these numbers might go up. How do I justify spending this much per person? It's just, ideally I identified somebody that's valuable to us and a welcome package to make them feel welcome. It's almost invaluable. Like how much can you to retain talents is really important, and plus I get to rep our stuff for a while. So I expect these numbers to go up in the future, but that's what it's been in the past. All right, so how about my personal compensation? How much do I want salary? $0, right? So I've done kind of all right. This is something I want to do part-time, and it kind of makes me feel nice to do it. So I'm not looking to, not asking for a salary if people insist, and may change my mind, but let's see. But there were some foreseeable circumstances that happened back in May. So I was paying for everything out of pocket, still have been, but very rapidly lost 85% of my portfolio. And Nadia's like, hey, you should probably get money for this thing you're doing. Like, right? So what I proposed at first, after revising is just to have my expenses covered for whatever it is that I spend: travel, shipping, creating these things. But I'm not going to ask for a specific amount, but if anyone's interested, it'd be pretty honorable to be vested. But most importantly, I'm just glad to be part of Maker and just see the community thrive. Even if this doesn't pass, I will likely continue shipping out swag. Let's see. Next. Okay, so this was a quarterly budget that I proposed before realizing the swag war. But so this is sort of a couple things. So I might spend about 15,000 a quarter on swag, though lately it looks like it might be a little higher. Shipping, this should probably cover it. And then there were some ongoing expenses that I wanted to cover, maybe some accounting software, lawyers, legal stuff, some sort of buffer to allow me to do things that I might not be able to foresee. And I'd be looking for input with this. All right, but this is proposed for the first quarter, how much I expect to spend, and I will revise going forward. Okay, so how much am I asking on day one? All right, so this is my quarterly budget for 58,000. So far, up until the dissolution of, since the dissolution of ComDev, I've spent $27,000. And then there's another order for about $16,000 that's coming. the invoice hasn't been fully paid yet, but really soon. And then there was some other projected expenses that I wanted to have a buffer until this may or may not pass. So this is a tentative 106,000 is tentative on day one if I pass, to cover everything I've spent to date and the first quarter of this quarter. All right, so some final thoughts. I want to make cooler and cooler swag. I want us to have a really good image. I want to accommodate, you know, the space is whatever, 95% male, 10%, you know, 10% female. So Kat, I think, is on this call. She's like, yeah, we got to bring more females into the space. And our swag is pretty much geared towards mostly males, but it's, you know, we need to make like a whole line of stuff for females as well. And so I would need help from the ladies on what to pick, how to do that sort of stuff. But I want it to be sort of inclusive for everybody. So the reason this MIP even, or this core unit even happened is because so many people were interested in seeing me expand. So I can scale up what I'm doing based on how much more interest people have. I've mentioned this, want to build relationships with other vendors, other projects, right? So the vendors as well. So let's say there's nice local companies that we do business with, like Sock Club. I think they've been overwhelmed, but you know, they'll promote us, we promote them, sort of thing. My budget that I proposed is very loose. You know, I'm just kind of shooting from the hips. So I would be really open to input on if that needs to be adjusted, though I think the first quarter it should cover it and going forward. And just open to any suggestions, advice that anyone might have. You know, also just looking to grow this thing, maybe hire other people, maybe work with other core units. But most importantly, I just want to see Maker thrive. Here we go. Final word. Boost the day, keeps the bears away. All right, any questions? So I guess I'm opening this up to questions now. All right, I should also read some of this stuff. Yes. Who said something?
I have a question. I just got a hoodie from Jeremy. I'm part of like a talent core unit, and I had to pay custom that was about like $13. It was 50 zloty. So my question is like, are you thinking about shipping maybe from to people in Europe from Europe to avoid those costs? Because when you get a gift and you have to pay to receive it, it's tricky.
I would be more inclined at first to just reimburse people the custom cost. One of the things I include is a handwritten card. Granted, you know, if someone from Europe is going to be shipping within Europe, they could also put a card, they could follow what I do. But I would be, you know, as it is right now, I would just ask people to tell me what their customs cost was, and I'll just send them that cost back. But actually, I don't know how it works within Europe. Can you send anywhere within Europe and it's no customs? I think so, right? That's the whole EU gig. Yeah. Anyone else? Sticker shot.
This is great, Andrew. Obviously, I'm very biased with this proposition. So yeah, I personally don't have a lot of questions, but maybe someone else does.
Oh, are those pajamas? Those are not pajamas. Nicer than pajamas. Much nicer. It's the Antarctica Maker in India. Yeah, I think I spoke with Claudia that I will be coming to. Did I say India? I think Colombia and Argentina I sort of agreed to. So I'll be coming there. So are you planning to expand on digital swags, aka NFTs? Yes, I would like to do that. So I sort of touched on it before. I would like to, you know, I don't really know exactly how to start. I'm not a digital artist myself, but others are. So you have like, for every item that we have, maybe we'll have an NFT. So if I ship you some socks and a shirt and I don't know, something else, you get a QR code like in the card you get, and you can redeem that for NFT, something like that. Yeah, I think deploying NFTs we could probably figure out, but the art of it would be a thing. I think that could be a pretty neat thing. And it's sort of like a proof of you've gotten swag from, officially from us, right? Would there be a market for it? Maybe not. But I think it's something definitely that I want to do. Wondering
You guys
how
hear
I think
me?
Brian, yeah.
I was having some microphone issues. Do you get me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I got called out on there, so I better say something. I do, from a business perspective, see this as like a grassroots marketing arm. So like we have in the past at MakerDAO from the foundation had kind of this like top down enterprisey type of marketing approach. But the grassroots like guerrilla style marketing that is proposed here is more crypto native. Like you're going to build more engaged fans who are then going to promote the message for us. So we don't like if you create these fans, if you get the good image out there, then we don't have to. And like a lot of some projects, their devs are out there on Twitter like posting tweets all day, and like we don't have time to do that because we're shipping. And so like if we can like offload that to Bourbon and create like a network of raving fans, like that's good for MakerDAO and for all of us. And yeah, so thanks for pulling through on it, Bourbon.
Yeah, it was it started as a joke, but just kind of grew. It's kind of cool. I like how much people appreciate it. Wearing socks.
Pros, do you want to try your question or?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Sorry, my internet keeps cutting out here. But I was wondering if you could kind of expand on kind of the facilitator role and what you think differentiates this as a core unit, Bourbon, as opposed to like just applying for funding.
Well, I have to give some sort of history on. So, when I first sort of created this, I wasn't fully aware of the whole process on becoming a facilitator. So Brian joked, "When's the facilitator MIP going live?" I was like, "Oh, okay, let me go make a facilitator MIP." And then I realized, oh, you need to also propose a core unit, a budget, and appoint yourself as the facilitator of that core unit. So that's and so I was like, okay, let me make all three of those, and that's how that was born. So how am I a facilitator and not just individually looking for funding? That's I suppose a good question. I guess be running this core unit would potentially look to hire and expand other people based on how things go, I suppose, and input from others. But not entirely sure. I guess I'll be overseeing this core unit and running the things. Oh, one of the things I didn't mention, by the way, is any money I don't spend carries over to the next quarter. So yeah. So okay, but I'm not sure if I fully answered the question, but kind of that's my answer.
So a special purpose fund also is for more specific projects or things. Yeah.
One of the things
Content
that
in time.
one thing I suppose I would just be honored to be at the table as a facilitator and grow it from there. But if it's not the role, then it's not the role. But I think we can make it work.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I wanted to add, Pros, that special purpose fund is for more like a project or something contained in time. And in this case, I think that Bourbon's idea is to extend this, yeah, well, at least for now, indefinitely until he decides that he doesn't want to spread any happiness anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it'll go on definitely if I choose to. I mean, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be with Maker forever, but if I choose to move on for some reason, maybe find someone that I can pass this off to in the community. But for now, I want to do this, and I think there's a lot of demand from people in our space that want this as well.
Berben, can you maybe comment on what you're planning to do on the first, let's say, 3 months? What will you focus your energy on?
All right, so so one of the things, well, I mean, one of the things I'm going to do is just I want to create like a whole kind of line of swag. I was not expecting this Aave sort of thing, but it's been extremely well received what Aave is doing. So the box, he released a whole list of things, right? Robe, cape, slippers, right? I mean, just like we just landed into money here. I'm gonna chill type of swag pack, right? But no reason we can't compete with that, right? Yeah, Aave, you got the mask, but he has a whole bunch more things coming. I think we can compete with that, and I think people are just kind of not expecting that from us so much, right? I think people have been seeing our posts on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh shit!" I think having a whole line of just high quality stuff, high end stuff. So that thing that sneak peek is a backpack, right? Victorinox backpack. It's it should be coming on the 24th. So I'll try to start shipping these out. I only got a few of them. I'll be bringing them to Lisbon, and I'll try to ship them all out as much as I can. So I guess the first few months will be basically, this will be more swag oriented, right? I'll be creating a whole bunch of stuff and trying to get it out to people. And I'll continue my sort of ship posting stuff and try to expand on the social media presence, right? Get people to post on Twitter. Somebody recommended an Instagram account. I think maybe it was Coulter, and maybe get those NFTs up and going as well. Yeah.
Andrew, I also wanted to comment that some of the incubees in the SES incubator said that it would be nice to receive something. I'm guessing that's the same for PE or any other core units, right? So potentially there could be some coordination where people let you know. I don't know if you will need budget for that as well, but some cross coordination between different core units or partnerships.
Possibly, if I undershot like how much I might need to spend on this, but I do have a Google form that I created, so I can send that out to people. Oops, okay, here's a thanks, but not bad. Let me get it on the full screen. All right, anyone can fill this out. So instead of having everything in my inbox, but I'd be open to some better system for this. But yeah, what was the last thing said? Oh, working with other core units. Yeah, so I'll try to ship out to all of our new hires if possible. Yeah. Everyone get that?
What about like partnerships with existing core units? Like how do you work with like the swag shop for say, or I don't know, I could even see like team up with growth, right? Like there could be a nice collaboration there. So have you thought about how you might collaborate with the others at all?
So we team up sort of loosely right now. I just talk to them, see what they like. So actually one of the things that I'm working with growth on, so they want to have some sort of jackets for the Lisbon event. And so, we're kind of working on something together. I already have a relationship with one of the manufacturers, and if we can agree on some sort of design idea, then I'll order that. Maybe for this order, Growth will pay, but I'll be bringing it to Lisbon potentially, right? Yeah. But the coordinations are kind of loose for now, but we do have open communication.
And
Any
hey,
other-
Bourbon.
Oh, sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so outside of crypto, Twitter or LizCon or any of those events, do you perhaps see yourself one day doing something, say at a Brooklyn Food Festival or something, and setting up a booth where you're going to not just give away free gear, but maybe have the average Jane and Joe maybe take a small test on their iPhone, and if they get questions right of what exactly is DAI, what have you, maybe give away a T-shirt or two. Is that something that maybe you can envision maybe a couple of years from now?
Probably less than, well, a couple of years, right? So sure, why not? I think right now, so it'll be a little interesting how to do something like that, right? So people outside this space have very little appreciation for what we're doing, so it would have to be like kind of a lot of education or focused sort of stuff. I do think people that are not already in the space right now won't appreciate some swag or even what they're, what we're getting at. I think it would make sense to have a presence at these sort of things, and I would be open to coordinating something like that, probably with Growth or SES, something like that. But I would want it to be more education focused. I wouldn't want to be giving away our, I mean, whatever swag they do get should be good, but like, I wouldn't want to, be giving away $100, $200 items to just, random people like at a food event. Education focused, maybe they get like a T-shirt and they redeem for an NFT sort of thing, right? And something like that, and like why DAI is important. I would be open to those sorts of things, but I would put less weight on those people at this time to do that, right? They're also, I mean, in the current state, they're also, most of them are priced out of even using Ethereum, right? It's quite expensive, unfortunately, right? But you don't want to drive people. Why are you not playing? You don't want to drive people away. Pat, what do you mean?
With your music.
Oh, with my music. Yeah, no, apparently not everyone loves 140 BPM, like just trance music. It blows my mind.
Somebody doesn't like a whole flight of it next to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do like my music, but yeah, so to answer to finish up your question, Frank, I think it's important to educate those people, but I would put less focus on it right now. Personally.
Got it. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Does anyone have any other question
Or suggestions?
or suggestions? So on the screen, you can see where to contact Andrew for those watching the recording. Do you have any preferred method, Andrew?
I mean, lately, I mean, I've been liking Rocket Shop, but we're gonna get rid of that. So I guess Discord or Twitter. Twitter probably. It's pretty good. Actually, no, you can't necessarily DM me. Discord or Rocket Chat, I suppose, Telegram. But please make sure to mention how you got to me, because there's a lot of spammers. Dismiss most of them.
Sounds good. Any other question or comment from you, Andrew, before we close, or from anyone else?
Oh, well, hope the DAO votes me in. Be pretty honored, and see how it goes from there, though.
Sounds great. All right. So thank you everyone for coming. And yeah, 2 days from now we will have Makoto from ENS explaining how this can be used for, well, by the core units. So for anyone interested, the agenda is already in the forum. And thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you, everyone.